Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Global News reports that Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney is set to visit Armenia to attend the European Political Community Summit. His office frames the trip around Ukraine's defense and boosting trade and investment in Europe. However, Jean-François Rattel, an international studies professor at the University of Ottawa specializing in the Caucasus region, expressed disappointment. He believes the visit appears to prioritize Canada's economic interests over its traditional advocacy for democracy and peace in Armenia, suggesting a fundamental shift in Ottawa's foreign policy. The summit, which Canada is the first non-European country to attend, focuses on strategic cooperation in politics, security, and infrastructure. Critics argue that while Armenia is a fragile democracy in a region of authoritarianism, Canada seems to be moving away from its role as a leading advocate for democratic norms. Carney's visit aims to advance defense procurement deals with European leaders and identify joint projects, reflecting a new emphasis on economic trade rather than upholding international law in the region. Global News reports that a police funeral service for Ontario Provincial Police Sergeant Brandon Malcolm, aged 33, is scheduled for the morning of Wednesday, May 6, 2026. Sergeant Malcolm died last Monday in a single-vehicle motorcycle collision on Highway 401 in Cobourg, east of Toronto, while on duty. The private service will be held at the Cobourg Community Centre. While the visitation and funeral are not open to the public, details regarding a public livestream are expected to be released closer to the service date. OPP Commissioner Thomas Carrick expressed his condolences, noting that Sergeant Malcolm joined the provincial police force in 2020 and was a member of the Golden Helmets Precision Motorcycle Team. CTV News reports that Toronto police are issuing a public safety warning about William Charles Gibson, a 49-year-old man recently released from prison. Gibson, who served over 4 years for assault causing bodily harm, obstructing a peace officer, and failure to attend court, is categorized as a high-risk violent offender. Authorities emphasize that upon his release, he will not be subject to any probation or other supervision orders. Investigators believe he poses a demonstrated risk to the community and is thought to be in the Toronto area. Residents are advised to exercise caution. Anyone with information regarding his whereabouts or any concerning behavior is asked to contact Toronto Police at 416-828-7474 or provide anonymous tips to Crime Stoppers. Global News reports that Toronto police officers have been cleared of any criminal wrongdoing by the Special Investigations Unit, SIU, in the death of a 27-year-old man. The incident occurred on New Year's Eve 2025 when the man fell from a high-rise balcony near Jane Street and Wilson Avenue. Police had responded to a 911 call from a woman reporting a domestic assault, with visible injuries including a black eye and neck marks. She informed officers that the man had been drinking and using drugs. Officers arrived at the neighbor's apartment, then proceeded to the man's unit. Despite knocking and calling, there was no response, and they worked to gain entry with Toronto Community Housing. Surveillance video confirmed the man fell at approximately 11:42 p.m., striking the ground. Police discovered his body after gaining entry shortly after midnight. A post-mortem examination attributed his death to blunt force injuries consistent with a fall from height. The SIU concluded that the officers acted within their legal duties and found no grounds for criminal charges. Ontario Premier Doug Ford was awarded an Honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree from Saginaw Valley State University in Michigan on Saturday. According to CTV News, dressed in a black cap and gown, Premier Ford delivered a commencement speech where he acknowledged that graduates might question the presence of a Canadian politician. He highlighted his years of living and working in the U.S. building his family business and underscored more than 2 centuries of cooperation between Canada and the United States. University President George Grant Jr. praised Ford as a friend and commended his efforts in fostering strong relations in the Great Lakes region. This comes despite Ford previously positioning himself as a vocal advocate against American tariffs and a critic of former U.S. President Donald Trump, earning him the nickname Captain Canada for his retaliatory policies. He famously removed American liquor from LCBO shelves and imposed a 25% tariff on electricity exports to the U.S., including Michigan, which was later suspended after collecting $260,000. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.